Y'all got to film the feed, so let's get into this tea. We about to get into when you find out your boyfriend is the groom. Let's get it.
To do a bridal party makeup and you find out that your boyfriend is the groom. You pretty much got all your ducks in a row when it comes to your business. And anybody that books your services usually
finding out your boyfriend is the groom is crazy.
Book them on your online website. And a bridal party just happens to be one of them. So like a month beforehand, you end up receiving a request to do like 12 women makeup. And the money, yes, it was good. So you and a couple of your proteges is gonna go do their makeup at the Hilton Hotel in the bridal suite. So you get there, and just like you suspect, a lot of the bridesmaids end up arriving late, to the point where you had to finish some of their makeup at the church that they was getting married in, because the bride wanted to go after all the bridesmaids. When you arrive at the church, first thing you see is the sign that says, "We are here to celebrate Marlon and Unique." You're like, "Ah, that's so pretty." You taking notes for your future with, because your boo, he's definitely giving off, "I'm gonna marry you" energy. You go to the suite in the church that, you know, where all the bridesmaids at, and finally everybody in the right, and you and your protege, I mean, y'all is getting to work to do this make, and you done finally made it to the bride. When you make it to the bride, you ask her, you know, "Let me go to the restroom real quick and I'll be right." She's like, "Okay, that's cool, that's fine." So boom, you end up going to the restroom. You end up running into one of the grooms that you have actually seen before. Hey, what you doing here? Him and your boyfriend are best friends. So he looking at you, he like, "What are you doing here?" Like, "I'm doing the bride's makeup. You all dressed up, you in the wedding?" He like, "Yeah, I'm in the wedding." So you like, where Deshaun? I've been calling him all day and he ain't been answering the phone. So he like, "I don't know, man. I think, you know, bruh been big. We did party a lot last night. You know, he might be sleeping the shit out." So you like, "Oh, well, you know, yeah, I understand."
But you wasn't with him last night, friend? Was he really like your nigga?
End up cutting the conversation right there, because you had to go and finish the bride's makeup.
You gonna sound like that's your nigga.
Back into the suite where the bridal party.
I mean, it happens now. Don't get me wrong, but whatever.
They in there drinking a couple cocktails. Somebody had a shot going on. They singing songs. They say they trying to ease the bride's mind, because, you know, she is a little nervous today about her wedding day. So you joined in on the fun. They end up giving you and your proteges a cocktail. You doing the makeup, they dancing, recording. So boom, while you finishing up the makeup, it's a little knock at the door with them. The dude on the other side of the door, he like, "I got a message from the groom." He walks over there to where the bride is, and he hands her a photo. Now, she not knowing what the photo is. She disclosed that you standing right there where she is, because she finishing up her makeup, and you see that it's your boyfriend. And the picture he done showed her was something that you've seen a few times. Like, "Oh, did you see that?" You trying to play it off like, "No, I ain't see nothing." You go ahead and you finish up her makeup. You start packing up, cleaning up. You and your proteges, y'all getting ready to leave. Proteges go out before. So as y'all leaving out to take the stuff to the car, you see Deshaun pacing back up and forth down the hallway. And you had to walk past him to get to the door. But as you're walking towards him to go to the door, he immediately noticed you. He notices you. Eyes book wide open. His mouth is like, "Yes, you've been caught." So you try to walk past him like you ain't never seen him before a day in your life. "I mean, sir, this is your wedding day." He grabbed your wrist. He say, "Come here, let's talk real quick." No. Like, what do we have to talk about? Like, "It's not like that, Michelle. Come here, let's talk." "It's not like that, Michelle. Come here, let's talk. And I just finished doing your bride's
But like after
we don't have
a
anything
week
to talk about, Marlon." So he bump out. So you just gonna let a year and a half go like that?
What? Nah.
Sir, you're getting married. Please leave me alone before I end up calling the bride out here to show her what type of husband she is going to have. Be like, "Michelle, it ain't like that." What?
Man, I would have been called.
Marlon, Deshaun. What is it like? "Look, I don't love her. I love you, but she pregnant. And my dad said this the best thing that I should do. But I really don't want to be with her." But it sounds like you got something to figure out, Marlon. And you end up snatching away from him and walking out the door. You end up blocking him on everything, from your phone, from every social media account that you had. You even blocked him on Cash, Apple Pay. Baby, he had no way of contacting. And you went through a little hard. I mean, y'all was together for a whole year and a half, and you never even suspected that he had a woman. He even invited you over to what you thought was his apartment, and you spent a week over there. How the fuck could he be getting married?
A week at the apartment. Yeah, that wasn't really on the first place. That's what I thought.
That everything went down. You end up waking up like a Monday morning to some flowers on your porch, and it was a card attached. It was like, "I'm sorry, I thought we had something special. I don't want to lose it. Baby, you threw the card and the flowers in the garbage can outside because you really don't have time for no shit. Baby, stay with your wife. You was a particularly fit girl, so you did go to the gym at least 3 to 4 times a week. And y'all did go to the same gym. But because of all this, you've been going to the gym across town. You went to the black car area first, do like a little water massage. And then you went ahead and you hopped on the Stairmaster. You was on the Stairmaster, you ended up seeing or noticing somebody getting beside and he's staring at you dead in your face. He's like, I knew you were coming.
I done went to the gym across town.
I've been waiting on you to come to that one for like a week. I want to talk to you. Bro.
Not bother me while I'm working out. Sir, you know well you wrong. And I did your bridesmaids and your bride hair. Or whatever I did.
We don't have anything to talk like you are a married man. He constantly saying she pregnant. My dad said that'll be the best thing for he ended up marrying my mama when she became pregnant when they've been together ever since. Well, if this is the person that you want to be with ever since, then you need to go and quit bothering me. So he like Michelle, like Deshaun. I'm sorry, Marlon. You stopped the Stairmaster because obviously he distracted you. Like, so if she pregnant, why was she just taking shots the day of the wedding? He was like, what? Yeah. They were having cocktails, taking shots. Yeah, you didn't see any of that on her Instagram? He was like, no, I didn't see her taking no shots. He was like, oh, well, let me just mind my business. So you end up getting off the Stairmaster and you walked over there to do some more leg exercises. He did, like, follow you around the gym for a little until you shouted, like, could you please just leave me alone? Because honestly, you wanted nothing to do with bro. He threw his hands up and just backed off. You thought that was going to be the last time you see him, but it wasn't. So you pretty routine. So you did a lot of the same things throughout the week. And he knew this. So a couple times he ended up popping up at your yoga class. One time he ended up popping up at the Starbucks that you like to go. It got to a point where you had to tell him, I don't want anything to do with you. I understand that we had a good time, but you are now a married man. And I don't fuck around like, but he was like, I want you to marry her because it's the right thing to do. The right thing to also do is to focus on her and leave me alone. And you meant it to the point where you end up switching up your routine and start changing the locations that you went, but it wasn't inconvenience to you. You just didn't want him to know where the was. And y'all did have some of the same mutual friends on social media. So you did end up seeing one of his friends end up like, man, I'm about to become a father. End up showing him, you know, holding the girl back. So obviously she was pregnant. Obviously you was unbothered because you didn't want to have anything to do with it. At least he was about to become a dad and he did the right thing by marrying it. No, you was not about to rain on her to let her know what type of husband she's married. You just gonna let that trick figure that out on her like you had to do. Well, it's been about a year and you did stand on business. You did not start back talking to them.
It's her still speaking in third person for me.
You let him live his life with his mother and wife. Now, he did end up messaging from a page that he had created telling you that she wasn't pregnant when they first got married. She really just said that to trap him. But now she is, and he really don't know how to feel about it. And your response was, that sounds like a you problem. And you end up blocking that page. But one day when you was at Barnes and Noble, reading books at Barnes and Noble was like a little hobby that you end up picking. You end up running into a nice looking thing that you ain't never really seen. But you a homebody anyway, so. But anyway, you end up running into a nice looking man that you hadn't seen. Y'all end up like pretty much talking to each other. He ended up telling you that he was from there, but he hadn't lived there in 15 years. You're like, oh wow, a lot has changed in 15 years. So he hit you with, I'm quite sure a lot has changed. You think you can show me around the new town? He ended up telling you that he was in the military and he did have one daughter. She was like 13 years old, which that wasn't no problem for you. Anyway, y'all end up talking to each other. Y'all end up liking each other. Y'all end up going out on a fruit date. And honestly, it was getting real serious.
A fruit date.
You hadn't been in a relationship since Marlon or Deshaun or whatever his name is. Did I mention he was an older gentleman? Giving silver five. He told you that his birthday was coming and his family was throwing him a birthday party at Fox and Hounds in Mississippi. So he was like, oh, he ended up asking you to pull up. You was like, oh, you was like, yeah, I like you. I would love for you to come to my birthday. So you went to the birthday party. You pull up to the motherfucking birthday party. He immediately see you from across the room, stopped talking to whoever he was talking to, and walked over there with the biggest smile on his face. You could tell that he was happy that you came. He ended up giving you a hug, told you to come get a drink, you know, walked you around and let you meet people. Then y'all started walking towards two people that you actually recognize. Deshaun, mama and daddy. And what's so crazy is that year and a half that y'all was together, what's so crazy is that whole year and a half that y'all was together, his parents never bothered to mention that he had a whole nother girlfriend. But anyway, you proudly locked on.
Them parents is not gonna tell you nothing.
With your man, you know, y'all ain't made it official, but you know this your man. And y'all walked over there towards them. So he introduced you to them. They spoke to you saying, hey, I guess playing along as if they have never met you before. Maybe you do look a little different. Maybe you do glow a little different. Maybe you are snatched a little bit better now. So maybe you do look like a new person. You know, y'all talking or whatever, mingling and shit. Like, he ended up saying, like, excuse me, you know, babe, let me run somewhere real. So as soon as he walked with Deshaun, Marlon, whoever, mama like, you do know that you with Deshaun's uncle, right? So you respond, you mean Deshaun's uncle? Did y'all know that he was engaged the whole time? Did y'all know he had a whole nother...
Wait a minute, wait. She with the uncle now?
I met you too. So his mama bump out. It's not my job to get into my son's business. So, Miss Ma'am, why are you in mine? By that time, your silver fox done walked back over there and he ended up pulling you away from the conversation, not really hearing what was going on. You could tell by your facial expression that something was being said. Like, you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm cool. You know, I just came to see you and I got you a gift. He ended up pulling a box out your pocket. It was an engraved watch. He done bought you a few gifts and you thought you would just return the favor. Plus, it was his birthday. I feel like I'm talking too long, but let me go ahead and finish. So, maybe like an hour into the party, you was finna get ready to leave. Silver Fox was gonna walk you to the car. So as he walking to you to the car, Deshaun and his wife is walking in the door. Oh man, you know what's up?
It gotta be she for the uncle.
They ain't seen each other in a little while. They hug each other, you know, they shake up and all that good stuff. And he look at you, he like, what you doing here? His uncle like, y'all two know each other? He was like, he hear it. Yeah, an old friend from college. So he said, I thought you said you never went to college. I didn't go to college. So his wife looking at him, went to cosmetology school. So his wife was like, no, unique. She was like, you the one who did my makeup for my wedding, me and my bride apart. He was like, yeah, it is. You like, you know, I see you glowing and you growing, girl.
Silver
you look
Fox
beautiful.
For the uncle.
She blushing. She like, thank you. Like, girl, I feel biggest. It's like, girl, you look good and you working it. You know, uplifting him. After that, y'all end up just dropping the conversation. He continued to walk you to your car. But when he got to your car, like, how my nephew know you? Cause that didn't come out right. So you like, you want the truth? He's like, I ain't asking for a lie. So you like, well, I dated your nephew. I didn't know that you was his uncle, but I dated your nephew like over a year ago. I ended up finding out that he was with the woman that he's with, and I called it quits. And that's pretty much it. Like, oh, okay. I can deal with that actually.
He don't even give a damn.
So like,
uncle like, bet.
After a week, that everything went down.
Hold on, let me make sure.
Infinite encouragement.
That was that, huh? What happened to part 3? Kia probably. Well, it's no way she shouldn't be asleep, but what happened to
I hope DeMar, not you putting.
What happened to part 3?
So like after a week that everything went down, you end up waking up like a Monday morning to some flowers on your porch. And
I thought that mean we gonna miss part 3. Oh no, we're not.
Next few months,
I got us covered.
You and Silver Fox, y'all became
you didn't send that one,
locked in. Remember, he in the military, so y'all worked out together. Y'all started running together. He even put you on to some of his diet exercises that he did in the military. When I say you was fit, my girl, you was fit. He was still looking for a place because at the time he was staying with his sister. So he actually took you around with him in the realtor to look for a home. He ended up finding a nice 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, and he asked you to move in. You respectfully declined. You had your own place. You was comfortable living alone, and you really weren't looking to shake up with nobody. But y'all spend a night bag so you can come pick up your clothes. I have them folded. That whole bag was ready to go. Remember, you and Deshaun. Deshaun. You know who I'm talking about. Over a year and a half, y'all had a lot of mutual friends. One of y'all mutual friends ended up inviting you out for drinks. Of course, you asked, is Deshaun coming? She was like, no, it's just going to be me, you, my man, and a couple other girls. I don't know why he want to tag along, but he want to tag along. You're like, okay, cool. You ain't been out with your friends in a little minute. You decided to go out. I ended up going to Happy Mexican for drinks because y'all knew the party was going to be on and the drinks was going to be strong. And that's exactly what ended up happening. Y'all end up going out having a good time, taking a whole lot of shots, drinking a whole lot of margarita. And when you was on your last margarita, guess who walked up to the bar with y'all?
Oh,
yes, Deshaun. You end up asking your friend, you like, Tiffany, who invited him? He was like, I don't know, I didn't invite him. She looked up at her dude. He was like, yup, I was the only girl. You ain't have to come. That's what she said to her dude. Now you finna make my friend leave because she finna be uncomfortable. What's she gonna leave for? Ain't this her ex? Exactly. The friend ended up grabbing you. She was like, friend, please don't leave. You like, man, you finna go nowhere. Technically, city girls up 1,000 right now. Stop playing your stuff, baby. You end up going out to that patio when you start dancing. You and a couple of your other. After the song went off, y'all end up just sitting outside on the patio. Deshaun and her boyfriend, we'll name him Kirby. Kirby and Deshaun end up coming outside to join y'all at the table. So Deshaun was like, hey, can I holler at you real quick? You like, no. He was like, I just want to rap with you real quick. You like, respectfully? No, we don't have anything.
We don't have nothing to talk about. Love to rap with you real quick.
About. He like, Michelle.
Wrap a sandwich, sir. Get the hell away from me.
Could we talk for just a second? Boom, they end up playing the motherfucking line dance. Do the biker shuffle. Yeah.
Oh.
Do the biker shuffle. Well, yeah, so y'all got up and started doing the line dance, ignoring everything he must say. When the song ended up going off, y'all sat y'all tied down. He was like, Michelle, could I please just have a moment of your time? Did you come here to bother me or something? He's like, nah, I just want to talk. I don't want to talk to you. Marlon, would you leave me alone? Well, Deshaun must have kept, Marlon. Marlon must have caught your drift because he eventually stopped asking to talk.
Okay, she confusing me on the Marlon and on the Deshaun. I'm really confused.
You end up staying there long enough for y'all to have one more round of shots. Then you got up to leave. Tiffany like, you too drunk to drive. I'm just gonna call you an Uber. Sean's like, nah, I'll drive home. You like, I'll just call my man. Because at this point, it was only you, Tiffany, Kirby, and Deshaun. The other two girls he already went home. So you end up calling him, and he ain't answering the phone. It was pretty late, so you assumed that he was asleep. Deshaun weird is like, I just drive you home in your car, and then I just Uber back up here to get mine. I ain't drunk, I'm cool. So you like, don't try no stupid shit. Like, don't try no dumb Marlon. He like, I'm not, I'm just gonna take her home. Over the next few months, you and Silver Fox, y'all became really, really baking with Ronnie, baking with Tiffany and Kirby end up walking you to the along with Deshaun. She reminded him, hey, keep my friend safe. Make sure my friend gets home. And she said, call me when you make it home. You was drunk. You was not fall out, throw up drunk, but you probably shouldn't be driving home drunk. You remember him saying, this was my lady. I still got love for her. I'm gonna make sure that she get home safe. You remember Tiffany? I make sure my friend get home safe. They end up helping you get in the car. Your friend whispered in your ear that your phone is on your lap. She put you in your seat. And you remember driving. Now, you must have dozed off for a little bit because by the time you woke up again, y'all was on the expressway. So you wake up, Sean like, oh, you finally woke. He was like, yeah. And you end up reaching in your back seat and you got some water. He was like, finally, I want to talk to you. What you want to talk to me? We literally have nothing to talk. I appreciate you home, but we really have nothing to talk about. He goes, look, Michelle, I love you, and I never meant to hurt you in that way. When me and you got together, me and Unique was going through something, and I really saw something special. I really felt love from the first time I ever met you. Like, I don't love her. I married her on the count that she was pregnant with my child, and I always said that my child will have a 2-parent household. My father told me he didn't love my mom once upon a time, but he grew to love her, and they've been together ever since. Again, Marlon, Deshaun, or is it Marlon? If that's the person you want to love ever since, you should focus there. Please just drop me off. Better get.
I wouldn't have went with him, but maybe they ain't got no Ubers in Mississippi.
Pull my car over, get out, and I drive myself the rest of the way home. So he comes to drive, speeding up a little bit, but you figure it in your seat. Like, nah, I said I was gonna get you home. I'm gonna get you home safe. So he like, out of all people though, Michelle, you couldn't have found nobody. You went and started with my uncle. So your drunk, you mean your uncle? My bad. But I like him, and he's nice, and he tells the truth, and he's kind. I wasn't nice to you. I ain't love you. But you lied to me. Y'all pretty much just going back and forth on the car ride. Are y'all two a couple? That's none of your business. How old is your baby? Michelle. Deshaun. Marlon, Deshaun. Your phone ended up out and you look down and up and it was the Silver Fox. He had called you and you answered the phone. He was like, oh my God, baby, I'm so sorry I missed y'all. I was asleep. So you sound a little, and you remember him, is everything okay, baby? Or are you good? He was like, no, Deshaun's giving me a ride home. Marlon's giving me a Deshaun. What you want to go by, Marlon or Deshaun? Keep in mind, you're drunk. So he like, you talking about my nephew, Marlon? Yeah, your nephew. Marlon. You remember seeing a white light and you end up waking up in a mother hospital room. Your mama was in there, your dad was there, your siblings was in. You remember seeing the Silver Fox walking with some Starbucks for everybody. You remember your mama, she's up. Somebody go and get the doctor. Must have passed out for a little, because when you end up waking, all the tubes that was in there was no longer there, and your preacher was standing on the side of the bed saying a prayer. You're like, Mom, what's going on? She's like, oh my God, thank you. You see tears coming from her. You like, Mom, what's going on? She says, baby, you don't remember anything? Remember, what am I doing here? What's going on? She was like, you was in a serious car accident, sweetheart. You've been in here for more than 2 weeks. What? Infinite.
I'm gonna test this.
I hope the
I'm confused, confuddled, in confusion. What the hell going on? I gotta pee. I don't know.
Not you putting both of the names together. I hope the Marlon isn't unalive, but he can have some broken bones. Real convenient that they had an accident when she got on the phone with her man. But yeah, he needs to move on. He's giving crazy stuff. Girl, that mother ain't dead. The doctor ended up coming in. So you was up and you was conscious, but you couldn't remember too much of what happened. Remember bits and pieces, but the wreck itself was like a blur. So the doctor ended up coming in saying that you was in a very serious car accident and you are lucky to be alive. You have a broken rib, you have a broken leg, you slip your disc in your shoulder, and your wrist is broke. The car flipped over 3 times. Luckily, the 2 of you did survive. Like, the 2 of us, he flipping through the charts. He's like, yeah, you and a Marlon Deshaun Jackson, he was in the car. Doctor was like, yeah, he was the one that was driving. So you sat back for a minute thinking, trying to recount that night. He did volunteer to take me home. Doctor was like, you 2 are very lucky to be alive today. The doctor, he in room 666 if you wanted to go and visit him. Mama like, that he did that on purpose. Doctor was like, I don't know. Police ruled it an accident. Your mama constantly hugging you, your ribs hurting like a mother. Like, Mom, please. You know, you got to calm her down a little. He's just so thankful that you're here. Your dad is constantly touching your hand, saying thank you, Lord, thank God. Your family, or your parents anyway, was very religious people. You see Russell, that's the silver fox. You see Russell standing at the foot of the bed. He's just looking at you, looking like he was scared. You like, are you okay? He's like, am I okay? Are you okay? So your parents, you know what? Let's give him a little time. He walked over there towards you and he sat on the bed beside you. He grabbed the hand, you know, the one that wasn't broke, and he kissed it. He was like, Michelle, I thought I lost you. I was so scared when I heard that accident. He was like, wait, you heard the accident? Where is my phone? He was like, baby, I'm pretty sure your phone is long gone. He was like, yeah, I was on the phone with you. He was like, you told me that my nephew was taking you home. I was apologizing for not answering because I was asleep. I was saying that I was going to meet you at your, to make sure that you were okay. And you told me that you love me. He was like, I heard you scream, Marlon. And then the phone just went silent. He was like, I ain't know what to do, I didn't know what had happened till I ended up catching the news a few hours about a bad car accident that happened on the express with an 18-wheeler. Like, I saw the call on the news and immediately knew it was you. So I rushed.
It is giving made up, but I will say, she can tell a story.
Down here to the hospital, not even knowing if you was here, and I asked for you. And they told me that you was in surgery, and I've been here for weeks waiting on you to wake up. He was like, I don't know if this is a bad time to act, but I wanted to ask weeks ago. It was a knock at the door. Come on in. It was a woman that came.
Oh yeah, this fake. It's still good.
Amy, she was holding the baby. She was like, am I in the right room? I'm looking for Michelle Moore. By the time she came around you noticed that it was unique. Deshaun. What is it, Marlon? Marlon's wife. She was like, oh my God, it's you. Yeah.
Marlon's wife came? Why?
What about you? Was the one that was in the car with Marlon, was driving your car? So she like, hey, Uncle Rob, you know how you do. He was like, hey, sweetheart, you know how you do. She was like, do you think I could talk to Michelle for a moment? He was like, let me step. You grabbed his hand. He's like, no, I want you to stay. So she like, when I booked you to do my wedding,
Oh,
I
right.
knew
Marlon
that
was in the
you were
accident
the girl that
too.
Marlon was missing when we was on our break. I just wanted to see the woman that Marlon was missing when we was on our break. It was so hard for me to get him to leave you alone. I knew that he was in love with you, but I knew that I was in love with Marlon. So I had to keep him. Marlon is a good man. He's a family man. He was raised on family values. So yes, I know he told, because I had went through his phone, that I tricked him into marrying me. And that's true, because I wanted him to leave you. What was so special about Michelle? Why he wanted Michelle so bad? So I booked
What the
you to do my wedding because I knew that you would find out, because I knew you didn't know about me. He never told any woman about me. And yes, you are not the only woman he has messed with. But when he found you,
Tyler Perry need to put her on the writer's board or something. Baby, because if this is made up, this is the best audio book I have ever heard in my life. This is a good book. Oh, this is a good book.
when we was on our break for 3 months, there was no other woman. It was just you. So I knew it was just something special about Michelle, because I couldn't even keep him I couldn't even keep him at home, because I followed him one day, Michelle, and I followed him to your apartment. And I knew I had to do something. So I got one of my pregnant friends to piss on the pregnancy test. Unc just sitting there like, I got one of my pregnant friends to give me a positive test, and I showed it to Marlon. And 2 weeks later, he came back and he proposed. And I knew you was going to be out of the picture then, but you wasn't. And you still ain't, obviously. He's like, you see this baby? This baby belongs to me and Marlon. Unique and Marlon. I need for you to stay away from my husband. You like, So Russell, hold on, wait.
What? How? I thought the pregnant friend took a test.
Wait a minute now. She in the hospital bed. She recovered. I didn't come here to upset her. I just came here to let her know that I'm Mrs. Jackson. Whatever they had going on that night, it better not ever happen again. Look here, Tinkerbell. He was giving me a ride home because your man is obsessed with me. I don't want Marlon. Marlon obviously have an obsession with Michelle. I'm Michelle. So if you want to keep your man to yourself, that's a you problem. I don't want him. I got my man right here. He look at you. I got my man right here. I don't want no fun. He's like, I'm happy that you are okay, Michelle, but stay away from him. Tell him to stay the nurse, get this simple up out of my room. Russell got her about the room. What's wrong with that?
This is so dramatic.
Russ, I'm ready to go. Babe, you can't leave until the doctor say you can leave. So you said, Russ, can you go find a wheelchair? He was like, a wheelchair for what? I want to know what happened. And I've been in a coma for 2 weeks. Marlon got to give me some answers.
You want to smell my...
This is good.
Hey, let's go ahead and get into the next part of this story because, Silver Fox, he pushed you to Marlon's room. The walk to the elevator was pretty quiet. When y'all got on the elevator, Russell ended up asking you if you wanted to go out of town. When he said that while you was out for 2 weeks, he ended up getting an assignment, and it's in Cincinnati for a whole month. He was like, he would love for you to come and keep him company while he's on his work trip. He can also take care of you. He'll have a nurse there night and day to make sure that you're okay when he's away. You told him you would think about it. Now the elevator ended up getting to the 6th. It went down to the lot, and it was Tiffany. Your friend from that night, she was so happy to see. She was just about as happy to see you as you was to see her. Said, oh my God, I've been coming up here for a week waiting on you to wake up. I was just on my way back to your room. She's like, hey, Russell, you taking care of my friend? He's like, of course. I'm going to make sure that she good. He's like, just think about what I said. He's like, Tiffany, do you know how we end up wrecked? He was like, I just know I told them to take care of me. Obviously, he ain't do what the guy said, so I got a bone to pick with his ass. Ain't no way you supposed to be in no fucking out for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So you like, that's what we on our way to now. Like, well, I'm right on time. Y'all made it to room 666. End up telling you to come in, not even knowing who was on the other side of the door. When you end up going in, you
Not I need snacks.
saw his wife, Unique, his parents, and his 2 siblings. So everybody in the room seemed to be relieved that you was okay. Like, oh my God, we so happy that you okay. His mama bumped because I sure didn't want my child to be going to jail for no manslaughter. So you see Marlon sitting on the feeding his baby a ball. Like, Michelle, oh my God, bro, I'm so happy you told me that you've been out for a little while. Well, you've been in here too. He was like, I was out for about a week and a half. Then I end up having a seizure. So they didn't kill me for this. I'm happy you okay. So you like, Deshaun, what happened that night? He's like, I don't know, but she promised me. I was just driving and the car just started speeding up out of nowhere and I lost control. Then the car just started swerving out of control, man. I couldn't even get the steering. Like, I don't know, I was just driving. I was literally just driving and the car just started going crazy or something. End up hearing some chains rattling at the end of the, noticing that his ankles were cuffed to the bed. You cuffed? He was like, yeah, man, after I get out of here, I gotta go to jail. And them folks hit me with a DWI, reckless drive, criminal negligence. Them folks saying I gotta go away for a little while. Michelle, promise you, man, I was fine. Only thing they found in my blood, bro, was a little ox. You know I got anxiety. Yeah, I do remember you having anxiety. You hear his wife Unique in the corner. Unique, like, if you wouldn't have been driving your little side piece home, you wouldn't have been in this situation. Side piece? Doctors end up knocking at the, which end up cutting the conversation short. You know Silver Fox? Yes. He took you back down to your room. You was discharged a couple days later. You was gonna need a helping hand. You decided to go and stay with your mom. Because you had to go to physical therapy, you wasn't able to go with Silver Fox to Cincinnati for that month. But y'all did talk everything. He made sure of it. One day while you was at your mama's house, Silver Fox was supposed to be coming back that day. You had graduated from 2 crutches in the boot to 1 crutch in the boot. Progress was being made. So you
okay, I'm over here. I got my foot back and stuff.
Decided to order something sex because again, your man coming back and honestly was in here.
It's a celebration.
So you end up hearing the knock at the door. Assuming that it was your Amazon pack, you told them to leave it at the door and thank you. It was the Memphis Police Department. You end up going to open the door, introduce themselves as the 2 officers that was working your car accident case. So you end up letting them in. Of course, you confirm their badge. End up coming in. They sat down on the couch. They said they got something they think that you would want to see. Like, you know, what is it? It was like, well, after doing a little bit more investigating on your car, looks like your car computer was tampered with. Somebody was able to unlock your car door without setting your alarm off. They then popped your hood. It looked like your car computers was tampered with. Detective lady then goes, but then we decided to follow you on the sky cam. We followed you from the time you left the house until you got to Happy Mexican. And your car looked fine. Everything looked intact. It didn't look like what we about to show you. He was like, so then we end up pulling the camera footage from Happy Mexican. Look at what we saw. So they
It's the wife. It's the wife.
end up showing you they found. Somebody is up under my hood. It was somebody up under the hood and up under the car looking like they was for something. Somebody did have some space and some opportunity to put your So then they said, well, now look at this. They end up taking the cameras around. Pretty much, you end up seeing Unique Jackson with your car. You like,
Yep.
oh my God, like what the f is wrong with her? The detective lady, we went and picked her up this morning. She had no choice but to confess to her actions when we end up showing her the video. Marlon Jackson will be released on all charges, so, you know, he ain't do shit. It was his wife for whatever reason. We still don't know. She won't tell us why but it seems like she was doing it out of jealousy. And that's so crazy because you won with Deshaun. You hadn't been with him in over a year. He was madly in love with his uncle. Y'all had nothing going on. Why would she be taking her anger and her jealousy and her obviously envious ways out on you? He end up getting a year in jail and a year on probation. Marlon and Unique end up splitting up and he eventually end up moving on to another one. And he end up having another family. Yeah. The end. Hey, cousin, let's go ahead.
The nerve of her to end it like that. What's going on with Russell? Did y'all get married? Did y'all live happily ever after? Something told me it was the wife. But how she was telling the story, it kind of went away from her. So I'm like, maybe it wasn't her. Then when she said the car was getting tampered with, I'm like, oh, okay. That's her. That was good. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Y'all appreciate y'all. Hell yeah.